I'm Neil Cox, Dr. Neil Cox from the University of Reading, and this is the fourth in my series of lectures on the Gothic and specifically the Uncanny. And if this is the first one of these you've seen, it's worth going back to the beginning and seeing them from the start. When I kind of teach the Gothic to students, one of the things that I often begin with as kind of an exercise is to say, look, imagine, the least Gothic setting you can, and now set a Gothic story there. It's an exercise that helps us work out how genres and conventions work. And for some reason, when I say this, the most repeated response is, I'm going to set it in a supermarket. Supermarket, for some reason, seems the least Gothic place we can imagine. So, let's do this. Imagine you can have beans and toast for tea. And so you go to your supermarket and you bought the bread and you're looking down the aisle for the beans and you get the beans. And you notice you're in aisle 17, big supermarket, and as you are walking to pay, the checkouts, you notice there's one old lady goes past, and a group of 7 lads go past. And the checkout that's free, the one you go to right at the end, is checkout 17. Okay. And the woman on the checkout is called Angela Graham. A-G. And your beans and your bread come to £1.70. And then you get the bus, and it's number 17, and it turns up exactly at 5 o'clock, which according to the 24-hour clock readout, 1700 hours. My sense is if you encountered 1 or 2 more 17s in the next 5 minutes, you're going to start freaking out a little bit. Freud talks about this. This weird repetition of numbers, or repetition of events of any kind, in his 1919 very short essay called The Uncanny. He says that it is a kind of uncanny effect, and I guess it is because it gives us the sense that there is a kind of demonic mechanism to life. There is nothing meaningful or sinister about the number 17, really. But there's something about its insistence here that suggests a structure to life that isn't a meaningful, warm structure. It's not a human structure. It's not something that we are controlling. It's something unaccountable and bizarre. It doesn't go anywhere. Here's another example. Okay, so imagine you're going out with Sarah, let's say. Okay. And Sarah's lovely. And when Sarah kind of knows something, when she kind of really gets something, she does this kind of weird dance, and that's well endearing. That's lovely. Okay, and it's all going well, and you both have the day off, and so you think, oh, well, let's do something nice, and so you go to the Wednesday Cafe in Lethmatchan. Lethmatchan's a little village in England, say, and you meet up there, and you get there first, and you order a cappuccino for Sarah, and then Sarah comes in, you're both at a certain table, And there's a paper there folded up, and it's the local paper, the Left Matching Echo, and it's dated. You can just see the date. It's the 17th of May, 2017, and Sarah picks it up and she looks at it and she puts it down again. And we have a lovely time and arrange to meet again tomorrow. Kiss her farewell, and that's the last time you or anyone else sees Sarah. She's gone. Who knows? Who knows about missing persons and all that? She's just disappeared. Horrible. These things are devastating. I mean, it takes many years to get over. And in your case, it does take actually a year, because you end up meeting Susie. Susie's lovely. Susie's really, really nice. And it takes a bit of time, first of all, as these things do, but afterwards, month, 2 months, everything's warm, everything is lovely, everything is nice. And then things are not so nice, because little things begin to annoy you about Susie. When she thinks she understands something, she does this annoying little dance, and it's not endearing at all. And then you have a horrible, horrible thought, and you make a horrible, cunning plan. You give her a ring and you say, hey, come and meet me at the Wednesday Cafe in Nathmatchon. That's a small village in England. And you make sure you get there first. Okay? And you scurry around and you find a newspaper. 17th of May 2017, you fold up exactly as was, and you put it down just to make sure you lift it up again. Check the date, that's alright, you put it down. You take a seat. And then over there, the toilet door opens, and who pops out but Susie? Hi, she says. Lovely to see you. I've ordered you a cappuccino. And the waiter comes over with it and pops it down in front of you. And you realise, to your horror, that the joke has come upon you. What are we to make of this? Well, I guess on a basic level, there you are, horrible you. You've decided to get rid of your second girlfriend, Susie, by repeating the strange circumstances that occurred prior to the disappearance of your first girlfriend, Sarah. But circumstances are such that it's actually you that repeat those little circumstances, and you are therefore open to Sarah's fate. What interests me about this is that in this story there's nothing about you that is anything like Sarah. This isn't a psychological story, okay? It's nothing kind of warm or nice or nasty inside you that makes you repeat her. Instead, your fate seems to be governed by small, irrelevant objects outside of yourself. It's not about your intention because someone else buys the cappuccino for you. And it's not about content because all you're looking at is the date of the newspaper, you're not actually opening it up. Instead, possession of certain objects positions you as the person that's going to be Sarah. And if, and there's no reason we should say this, of course, but if we are going to think that the you in this story is a male you, then one of the things that's going on here is that the you in the story takes on the female position in this story. That's the position of victimhood. Not through anything intrinsic about their character or their biology, but instead about their possession of or proximity to certain external objects. There is something extrinsic about who we are in this story. We repeat others. We are aligned with others. We end up in a curious sympathy with others. Not for any reason inside, not for any reason we control, not for any humane or human reason, but through the strange logic of externalized objects. Who we are is outside who we are. Very